Welcome to Crime Busters 101. I post solved and unsolved and crime-related topic on a weekly basis, so if that's something that might interest you, please subscribe and hit that notification button. This is the latest update on the case of Madeleine McCann. Madeleine McCann's parents, Kate and Jerry McCann, have lost their legal battle over comments made by retired Portuguese detective Goncalo Amaral, September 21, 2022. The European Court of Human Rights yesterday ruled against the parents of missing British toddler Madeleine McCann, saying that Portugal had given them a fair hearing in their libel battle against a former Portuguese policeman. The police officer, Goncalo Amaral, who worked on the investigation into Madeleine's disappearance in 2007 on a family holiday in Portugal, suggested in a book he authored, Truth of the Lie, that the youngster's parents had been involved. Kate and Jerry McCann sued Mr. Amaral for libel. In 2015, a Portuguese court ruled in their favor, ordering Mr. Amaral to pay them damages. 2 years later, the ruling was reversed by Portugal's highest court. We took action for one and only one reason: Mr. Amaral's unfounded claims were having a detrimental impact on the search for Madeleine. The parents then appealed to the European Court, arguing that their right to a fair trial, right to private family life and freedom of expression had not been upheld by Portugal. The ECHR ruling said the Portuguese judiciary had not failed in its duty to protect the rights of the McCanns, and that their arguments concerning presumption of innocence were ill-founded. Even assuming that the applicant's reputation had been damaged, this was not on account of the argument put forward by the book's author, but rather as a result of the suspicions expressed against them, the ECHR ruled. Mr. Amaral told Reuters the decision was a victory for justice and the Portuguese justice system, and for all those who fight for freedom of expression and opinion. The McCann said they were disappointed with the decision in a statement via lawyer, Ricardo Correa Afonso, but added that much has changed since they started the proceedings. The lawyer said they would not appeal. We took action for one and only one reason: Mr. Amaral's unfounded claims were having a detrimental impact on the search for Madeleine, the statement said. The parents of Madeleine McCann have used a quotation from the Winnie the Pooh children's stories to illustrate their thoughts on the 15th anniversary of their daughter's disappearance. The caption, to a drawing of Pooh and his friend Piglet, posted on the Find Madeleine website reads, "But the most important thing is, even if we're apart, I'll always be with you." Kate and Jerry McCann also wrote, "Regardless of outcome, Madeleine will always be our daughter, and a truly horrific crime has been committed. These things will remain. It is true, though, that uncertainty creates weakness, knowledge and certainty give strength, and for this reason our need for answers, for the truth, is essential." They added, "We are grateful for the ongoing work and commitment of the UK, Portuguese and German authorities, as it is this combined police effort which will yield results and bring us those answers." Madeleine, who was 3, vanished from the family's rented holiday apartment in Praia de Luz, Portugal, on 3 May 2007. There has been no trace of her since, though her parents cling to the hope she will be found alive. Their words were published as the man suspected of abducting Madeleine insisted he was many miles from the scene having sex in his camper van with a young woman who would back his alibi. Christian B. says he drove her to the airport at Faro for a flight home the next day, and they were stopped and photographed at a police roadblock. The suspect, a German drifter, claimed she was arrested at airport security for carrying an illegal pepper spray and later appeared in court. Christian B., as he is known under German privacy laws, believes Portuguese police must have a record of those events that will establish his relationship with the young German woman who was on holiday with her parents. Apparently, German police found a photograph of the woman lying in his camper van during their investigation into a rape for which Christian B. is now serving a 7-year jail sentence in Germany. When he first spoke of his alibi, he couldn't recall the woman's full name, but it's understood he has since been able to identify her. If it's true, the alibi would contradict vital, but circumstantial evidence from mobile phone data masts that police say puts him close to the apartment from where Madeleine vanished from her bed. According to officers, the suspect's mobile phone was in the village when it received a call from 7:32 p.m. to 8:02 p.m. Madeleine's parents said she disappeared between 9 and 10 p.m. Christian B. insists that by 10 p.m. he had driven miles along the coast east towards Faro. Christian B. insists he has an alibi. Nothing to exonerate him. German prosecutor Hans Christian Wolters, who is leading the Madeleine investigation with Portuguese and British detectives, told Sky News, "I assume if he has anything that exonerates him that sooner or later he will share it with us and we would then check it out. What happens then, let's see. So far he has told us nothing, he's given us no alibi. So, we can only work on the evidence we have found so far in our investigation. And there was nothing to exonerate him." But German prosecutors had never, until 2 weeks ago, formally interviewed Christian B., a convicted sex offender, even though he has been their chief suspect for more than 4 years. They questioned him on April 21st on behalf of the Portuguese authorities who had just made him an arguido, a formal suspect, for their own purposes to avoid a statute of limitations on serious crimes under Portuguese law. But as an arguido, Christian B. had the right to silence and refused to answer questions about his whereabouts on the night Madeleine vanished. His former lawyer Sandra Felgueiras, who represented him over the theft of fuel in Portugal in 2006, said the suspect's alleged alibi should not be simply dismissed. He said, "If he really does have that alibi, he should work on that. What I know about him, he was a straight person, so if he says he has an alibi, that is possible." Madeleine's parents were dining with friends nearby on the holiday complex and had left her sleeping with her younger twin siblings. They and their friends were taking turns to check on the sleeping children regularly. The McCanns were once suspects for their daughter's disappearance, but were later cleared of all suspicion. Portuguese police and the UK's Scotland Yard detectives have investigated, but the German authorities took the lead in 2017 when a friend of the suspect told them Christian B. had allegedly claimed to know what had happened to Madeleine. Mr Wolters said, "We actually haven't found a single piece of the puzzle in the 2 years that would have somehow helped to exonerate Christian B. So it's really nothing that would somehow maybe be an alibi or something. Nothing of that has come to light, really, at any point. What we found out, it all went in the other direction, so was rather incriminating, without me being able to elaborate on that now." He added, "However, it is not foreseeable when we will come to an end. So I can't say that we will definitely conclude the investigations this year. That really also depends on how this develops. Dedicated teams on case." Mr Wolters has said in the past he believed Madeleine was dead, but would not reveal what evidence he had. He is also investigating Christian B. over 3 other sex assault allegations, including the rape of a young Irish woman Hazel Bean who was working as a holiday rep on the Algarve in 2004. She has spoken publicly about being raped in her apartment at Praia da Rocha and waived her right to anonymity. Detective Chief Inspector Mark Cranwell of the Metropolitan Police, who leads the UK investigation, said, 15 years on from Madeleine's disappearance in Praia da Luz, our thoughts, as always, are with her family. Officers continue to investigate the case and our dedicated team are still working closely with law enforcement colleagues from the Portuguese Polícia Judiciária as well as the German Bundeskriminalamt. At this time, the case remains a missing persons inquiry and all involved are committed to doing what we can to find answers. Thank you for watching Crime Busters 101. I post solved and unsolved and crime-related topic on a weekly basis, so if that's something that you are interested in, please subscribe and hit that notification button.